Okay, so we've just watched part one, and we're going to keep talking about some different parts of revision that are really important. Um, One of the things is to try to link as much information as possible to you and your personal experiences, because things that you are like visualizing and emotionally connected to, you're going to find a lot easier to link. Now, it might be a bit hard to become emotionally connected to the quadratic formula, but you can try. So, for example, my way of remembering facts about Germany, World War II, and the rise of Hitler is to link it to my grandparents who lived in Nazi Germany and who had children in the period. And so when I think about the reasons for the rise of Hitler, I think about the influence that would have had on my family, and then how that would then subsequently impact wider Germany. So that's like a bit of a technique I find works. Um, Other things like to really think about are that obviously you remember things you're more interested in, and so you have to try and make it interesting. That can be pretty stretched. Like it doesn't mean like as interesting as not studying and watching Netflix, but interesting in that it's not just random dots and lines on a page. So, for example, some of you who were here in semester one will know about my example of trying to remember how the different types of skews are labeled, because in stats you have positive and negative skew, and I could never remember it. So I would draw little dinosaurs on my page to try and remember what was going on. And so for me, that's like a skewosaurus, and it helps me to remember which way the tail goes for skew. Other things to think about, logical order of your notes, like, don't have notes everywhere. The other thing is you can never ever remember 25 pages of notes. You need to summarize that down. So you might write 20 pages of notes in class, but then you need to extract the key bits from that and put it in to some sort of summarized format. So, it's bits and pieces. If you know the topic well, these little notes will make sense. Um, Other things is that mnemonic devices are little acrostic poems or little rhymes that help you to remember details. So there's that one about um, Henry VIII, who is like divorced, beheaded, died. No, yeah, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And that's how you remember how his 6 wives were killed or not. Those sorts of things just help your brain because they're quick little tidbits and they get stuck in. They're like earworms. So if you can come up with little mnemonic devices, that's really useful. The one I'm using there is Cram Cup for Hitler's Steps to War. Does Cram Cup mean anything? No, but will I remember it? Will I be able to write it on my cheat sheet? Not cheat sheet, scrap paper when I start the exam and get that information out my head? Yes, of course. And then will that help me link to other information? Yeah. So try and do that. Other things that are really important is to make sure that you actually actively test yourself. So, just writing information is not going to be that useful. But if you write the practice essays and you write the practice short answer questions and you do the math sums, you're going to find that the information sticks in your head a lot more. And you're going to be more confident when you get to the paper because you're going to have actually, worked with the questions and you'll know the language and that sort of stuff. For those of you who really like talking, doing it out loud is a really important way to do it. Just hearing yourself, and you can feel a bit crazy, but hey, if I can sit here and make a video with my voice on it and listen to myself talk for 10 minutes, then I'm sure you can as well. If you don't want to talk to yourself, talk to others. Tell your dog all about osmosis. They are so interested. Your little sister definitely wants to know about, what makes something living as opposed to not living. The big thing here is that uh, these exams are not the be all and end all of your life. They are an important learning experience, and you might feel like sometimes you go to school because you've got to get grades, but it's actually to help you to learn, because in your whole life you're going to learn every single day. And success is about being able to learn constantly and find new ways to retain, shape, and challenge information. So this is not just an exercise in trying to torture you. This is actually a really important part of your learning journey. So please remember, it's not about perfection, it's about learning. That's the aim of the game here. That's why we are teachers. Good